Okay, I think we have time to go another sutta. Sutta 110, Culapunnama Sutta, a shorter discourse on the full moon night. Thus have I heard. On one occasion, the Blessed One was living at Savatthi in the eastern park in the palace of Nigara's mother. On that occasion, the Uposatha day of the 15th, on the full moon night, the Blessed One was seated in the open, surrounded by the Sangha of monks. Then surveying the silent Sangha of monks, he addressed them thus, Monks, would an untrue man know of an untrue man? This person is an untrue man. No, Venerable Sir. Good monks, it is impossible. It cannot be that an untrue monk, an untrue man, should know of an untrue man. This person is an untrue man. But would an untrue man know of a true man? This person is a true man. No, Venerable Sir. Good monks, it is impossible, it cannot be that an untrue man should know of a true man. This person is a true man. Monks, an untrue man is possessed of bad qualities. He associates as an untrue man. He wills as an untrue man. He counsels as an untrue man. He speaks as an untrue man. He acts as an untrue man. He holds views as an untrue man. And he gives gifts as an untrue man. And how is an untrue man possessed of bad qualities? Here, an untrue man has no faith, no shame, no fear of wrongdoing. He is unlearned, lazy, forgetful, and unwise. That is how an untrue man is possessed of bad qualities. And how does an untrue man associate as an untrue man? Here, an untrue man has for friends and companions those recluses and Brahmins who have no faith, no shame, no fear of wrongdoing, who are unlearned, lazy, forgetful, and unwise. That is how an untrue man associates as an untrue man. Stop here for a moment. This true man is called a Sappurisa. So an untrue man is a Asappurisa. It refers to the ordinary person. But here it seems like it's worse than an ordinary person. It refers to an evil ordinary person. An ordinary person is just a putujana. But this is a evil and stupid ordinary person. So he possesses bad qualities. And no faith, no shame, no fear of wrongdoing, unlearned, lazy, forgetful, and unwise. And how does an untrue man will as an untrue man? Here, an untrue man wills for his own affliction, for the affliction of others, and for the affliction of both. That is how an untrue man wills as an untrue man. And how does an untrue man counsel as an untrue man? Here, an untrue man counsels for his own affliction, for the affliction of others, and for the affliction of both. That is how an untrue man counsels as an untrue man. And how does an untrue man speak as an untrue man? Here an untrue man speaks false speech, malicious speech, harsh speech, and gossip. That is how an untrue man speaks as an untrue man. And how does an untrue man act as an untrue man? Here an untrue man kills living beings, takes what is not given, and misconducts himself in sensual pleasures. That is how an untrue man acts as an untrue man. And how does an untrue man hold views as an untrue man? Here an untrue man holds views such as this. There is nothing given, nothing offered, nothing sacrificed, no fruit or result of good and bad actions, no this world, no other world. No mother, no father, no beings who are reborn spontaneously, no good and virtuous recluses and Brahmins in the world, who have realized for themselves by direct knowledge and declare this world and the other world. That is how an untrue man holds views as an untrue man. And how does an untrue man give gifts as an untrue man? Here an untrue man gives a gift carelessly, gives it not with his own hand, gives it without showing respect, gives what is to be discarded, gives it with the view that nothing will come of it. That is how an untrue man gives gifts as an untrue man. That untrue man thus possessed of bad qualities, who thus associates as an untrue man, wills as an untrue man, counsels as an untrue man, speaks as an untrue man, acts as an untrue man, holds views as an untrue man, and gives gifts as an untrue man. On the dissolution of the body after death, he appears in the destination of an untrue man. And what is the destination of untrue man? It is hell or the animal world. I stop here. So this untrue man is one who is walking the path to hell or the animal world. That means he is not only stupid, but he breaks the precepts and does evil deeds. Also, in the beginning, I forgot to mention, an untrue man, he cannot distinguish an untrue man from a true man. He cannot really know another person. Why? Because an untrue man, his mind is very clouded with greed, hatred, and delusion. So because of that, he cannot see things clearly as they really are. So how can he judge who is an untrue man, who is a true man? And this untrue man here is quite clear. He has bad qualities. He associates with friends who have no faith, no shame, no fear of wrongdoing, who are lazy, unwise, etc. And then when he gives advice, that harms himself, that harms others, that harms both. And he wills also for his own affliction and for others' afflictions. And then he breaks the precepts. He precepts against speech, and precepts against actions. He is careless, and then he has wrong view. This wrong view is worldly wrong view. Basically, there are three things here. One is that there is no result of good and bad actions, and then there's no other world. That means after death, there's nothing. There's no being reborn. And thirdly, he doesn't believe that there are good ascetics who have realized by direct knowledge the world. Okay. Monks, would a true man know of a true man? This person is a true man. Yes, noble sir. Good monks, it is possible that a true man would know of a true man. This person is a true man. But would a true man know of an untrue man? This person is an untrue man. Yes, noble sir. Good monks, it is possible that a true man would know of an untrue man. This person is an untrue man. Stop here for a moment. So here, this true man, I guess, should refer to Aryan disciple of the Buddha, and because his mind is not clouded with so much greed, hatred, and delusion that he can see things as they really are, so he can tell who is a true man, who is an untrue man. Monks, a true man is possessed of good qualities. He associates as a true man. He wills as a true man. He counsels as a true man. He speaks as a true man. He acts as a true man. He holds views as a true man. And he gives gifts as a true man. And how is a true man possessed of good qualities? Here, a true man has faith, shame, and fear of wrongdoing. He is learned, energetic, mindful, and wise. That is how a true man is possessed of good qualities. And how does a true man associate as a true man? Here, a true man has for his friends and companions those recluses and Brahmins who have faith, shame, and fear of wrongdoing, who are learned, energetic, mindful, and wise. That is how a true man associates as a true man. Let's stop here for a moment. You see, every one of us, we have our ideals. Different people have different ideals. So a true person, a wise person, he appreciates those qualities that are good. So he himself has a sense of shame, fear of wrongdoing. He's energetic, not lazy. He is wise, etc. So, as the saying goes, birds of the same feather flock together. So he would look for ascetics or monks who are like that, who possess good qualities, that live up to his ideal. And how does a true man will as a true man? Here, a true man does not will for his own affliction, for the affliction of others, or for the affliction of both. That is how a true man wills as a true man. And how does a true man counsel as a true man? Here a true man does not counsel for his own affliction, for the affliction of others, or for the affliction of both. That is how a true man counsels or gives advice as a true man. And how does a true man speak as a true man? Here a true man abstains from false speech, from malicious speech, from harsh speech, and from gossip. That is how a true man speaks as a true man. And how does a true man act as a true man? Here a true man abstains from killing living beings, from taking what is not given, and from misconduct in sensual pleasures. That is how a true man acts as a true man. And how does a true man hold views as a true man? Here a true man holds views such as this. There is what is given and what is offered and what is sacrificed. There is fruit and result of good and bad actions. There is this world and the other world. There is mother and father. There are beings who are reborn spontaneously. There are good and virtuous recluses and Brahmins in the world who have realized for themselves by direct knowledge and declare this world and the other world. That is how a true man holds views as a true man. And how does a true man give gifts as a true man? Here a true man gives a gift carefully, gives it with his own hand, gives it showing respect, gives a valuable gift, gives it with the view that something will come of it. That is how a true man gives as a true man. That true man, thus possessed of good qualities, who thus associates as a true man, wills as a true man, counsels as a true man, speaks as a true man, acts as a true man, holds views as a true man, and gives gifts as a true man. On the dissolution of the body after death, reappears in the destination of true men. And what is the destination of true men? It is greatness among the gods, or greatness among human beings. That is what the Blessed One said. The monks were satisfied and delighted in the Blessed One's words. That's the end of the sutta. So in the Buddha's teachings, you notice here that it is good to be born among the gods or among human beings. Some people, they say, it's not good to get a rebirth in heaven. It's not true. It's difficult to get rebirth in heaven. So if you say it's not good, it's like sour grapes. What you cannot get, you say it's no good. So we'll stop here. Anything to discuss?
One of the struggles to make it clarify myself thinking about it is that the mentality, materiality area. I was wondering if you could calmly expand on that just a little bit to make it a little bit more tangible. Because I think the very basic word of volition sometimes I've heard that it's thought, and sometimes I've heard it's a decision. So I bounce back and forth with the volition part. But the mentality, materiality, the mentality, is that thought, or is that you thinking, for example, I want to buy a house, or I need a car? Is that a mentality, materiality kind of thought? And I know that's fine to overlap each other, so thank you.
This mentality, materiality is nama, rupa. Nama refers to a few things in the suttas. The contact. I have to check. I think it's in Sutta 43. Let me see. But just we have to spend some time to go through it. But just briefly, mentality and materiality, just now I mentioned, is the phenomena, what we are conscious of. Right? So the mentality part, we have internal and external. Right? So internal is what arises in our mind. External is what arises in other people's minds. And rupa, materiality, is also internal and external. What is internal, our own body, and what is external, other bodies and other physical objects, etc. in the world. So the mental part, you're asking about the mental part, right? The mental part in the Buddha's teachings, although he talks about thoughts, volition, feeling, perception and all that, if you really look into it, they're all basically different types of consciousness. Feeling is a type of consciousness. Feeling is a type of consciousness. Volition is a type of consciousness, right? Yeah. So, that being the case, so I guess the Buddha has defined it in a certain way, so we just accept it as that. I think there are some monks who have tried to analyze it, and they have given a lot of thought to it, and they come up with things like in the Abhidhamma. And I think it's not worth the time to investigate all this, because the Dhamma, as the Buddha says, the purpose of the Dhamma is like a raft or going across to the other shore. It's not for analyzing and arguing with people and for the sake of knowledge. It is not for the sake of knowledge. It is for the purpose of cutting our greed, hatred and delusion. So sometimes a lot of these it's not worth the time to investigate too much.
Okay. Ordinary day person, he has the sexual value, the six senses.
Yes, what?
Six senses. The sex pleasure, the eye, the smell. It is very wrong to all these educations and practices without feeling. Because sometimes you see a Buddhist, okay, you know it's a Buddhist, but as soon after that you saw it, you come out and so on and so forth. Therefore they move to it. But in the first instance, the reaction would be, oh, I like this, I like this, and so then or I like this food, that food. It is wrong to
It is not wrong to have sensual pleasures or to have money or to have a lot of children and property and all that. The Buddha says that is not wrong. But if you suffer because of it, then it's wrong. If you don't suffer, for example, somebody like Natapindika or somebody like Visakha, they are very rich, but they know how to use their money to do dana, to benefit people, and at the same time enjoy themselves. The Buddha said, if you have a lot of money, for example, the Buddha says, firstly, use it to enjoy yourself. Secondly, you benefit your family, make them happy, make them enjoy life. And then you benefit your friends and relatives, your workers, and you keep some for doing charity, so that you can get some blessings out of that. Because as you enjoy life, we use up our blessings. So it's important to replenish our blessings. So if we know how to conduct ourselves, if you are wise, if you are guided by the Dhamma, then you can enjoy life now and then act in such a way that you will get to enjoy life again in heaven. Okay. But that you need wisdom. You need to be guided by the Dhamma.
Could you elaborate a little bit more about these phenomena? How do you face it now? You talk about eliminating. Besides that, what other factors besides elimination?
The most important condition to enter the stream, because the first path is to enter the stream. The most important condition is to understand the Dhamma, to get right view. When you get right view, then you have become a first path attainer. Okay? And in the suttas, in the Majjhima Nikaya, Sutta 43, I think, it says there are two conditions for right view. One is the voice of another person, somebody else teaching you the Dhamma. Of course, nowadays that includes the books. And the second condition is yoniso manasikara, thorough attention. Okay? Now, not everybody is able to have yoniso manasikara. Yoniso manasikara means you have quite a clear mind, so that when you listen to the Dhamma, you can understand. Okay? So it helps if you practice samatha meditation. When you practice samatha meditation, you train your mind to focus, to become one-pointed. If you constantly train your mind to become one-pointed, then when you either listen to the Dhamma talk on the CD, or you read the Nikaya, the suttas in the Nikayas, then you're able to focus your mind and understand. So I always say, for us, the spiritual path, two things are most important. One is to listen to the Dhamma that is based on the original suttas, and the second is to practice samatha meditation to train your mind to focus. Okay. Okay, there are 4 Uposatha days in a month. Okay, if we go by our Chinese lunar calendar, which has 30 days or sometimes 29 days, the first one is the 8th of the month, Chopat, and then the 15th, and then the 23rd, and then the 30th or 29th. But in Thailand and in India, the lunar calendar is a bit different. They go 2 weeks, not like ours, 30 days, or 29 days. For them it's 2 weeks. So, the first 2 weeks of the lunar month is 15 days. From the first lunar day until the 15th. Okay. Then the second fortnight, sometimes it's 15 days, sometimes it's 14 days.
So when you talk about keeping these 8 precepts on the should we be keeping just
Okay, sorry, I didn't elaborate. Okay, so for lay people, the Buddha says that lay people should keep the 8 precepts on the Uposatha days. That means the 4 days of the month. That means the 8th day, 15th day, 23rd and 30th or 29th. But for monks, we chant the precepts once a fortnight. That means on the 15th lunar day and the 30th. If no 30th means 29. Any sequence? No. When if you notice in the description of charana, the conduct of a monk, the sequence of the monk's practice is that he goes forth, then he keeps the precepts, then he practices contentment, then he guards his 6 sense doors, he practices moderation in eating, he strives to maintain his wakefulness and all these things, and then he goes to a secluded place to practice, and then he meditates hard. When he meditates hard, and the mind starts to become one-pointed, then the sloth and torpor begins to be eliminated. When the sloth and torpor is eliminated, then it is stated that perception of light comes forth from within, wells up. So when that happens, these 5 hindrances all are eliminated together. Same. If you meditate hard, of course those things in charana that the monk practices, of course what you can do, you do. There's a perception of light welling up. That one is like that one just comes and goes lah. Chị Phun, tranh đồ mà ní cái sutta nhất linh bát, Phật thọ con chỉ係四禪chỉ係四禪係佛陀嘅禪如果冇覺呢個五蓋啦，佛陀唔讚咁樣嘅禪。Okay, shall we end here?